just keeping it warm till you got here, Mike. Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo, Fox, number 982, checking in.
Yeah, good evening, Daryl. Good to hear you. We got 982 in here, 982. We got 111079. And I'm sure some others. Who's the others?
WA6AJ727.
And Bozo 1100.
WB6JNP107.
KK6ZKE704.
I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm listening to the CW.
That's pretty strong.
Roger, Richard. We hear you. KD6BQ, KD6BQ, KD6BQ. Roger. Over. Over. I guess I'm hearing better than he is. Okay. All right, I got everybody in here. Let's see. Okay, on 1100, 1179, 1079, 1100, 107, 727. Who is this other one here? Oh, that's 1100. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to read my numbers here. I hear you, Dane. I heard Terry, 704. And 249. I've got quite a list in here. Let's see, over to you. Let's get Dane taken care of because he's maybe anxious to go get some dinner there, okay? WB6JNP, go ahead.
KN6SR, WB6 or K6MYC, WB6JNP107. Yeah, I've got to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight. Peggy's got leftovers, so that works out. Hope everything's going well there, and we shall catch you further down. K6MYC, WB6JNP, course goal.
Yeah, very good, Dane. Very good. WB6JNP, K6MYC, and if you can look at your screen, Aaron, I think I just turned off the noise blinker. It's very cool here tonight, so my traditional solar noise is not there. I've got a very, very quiet and pleasant evening of listening here. Good evening, Dane. Yeah, go fish. Whip up those leftovers. They warm up nice in the microwave. Let's work backwards up the list here. KK6ZKE, how are you, Terry?
Yeah, good evening, Mike and everybody. Doing good.
Okay, very good. And it was cooler in the garage today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got another turntable torn apart. This one was made in Germany. It's really a chore.
I think I had one of those, a Grundig or something. I don't know. I think I had a Grundig for a while. Let's see. How about you, Mike? 727 WA6AAJ. How are you doing?
Doing okay, Mike. Got an appointment with Dr. Remington on Monday for the evaluation, and so looking forward to it. Over.
Oh, wonderful. Had you ever been to that group before?
No, I have not, and I hope they do good work.
They do excellent work. I got to tell you guys a little story. Today is my brother's birthday, September 11. He didn't choose it. His mother chose it. Anyway, I called him up and was telling him about how good Judy's eyes were, and he said, well, I said, when are you going to come down and see me? He lives up in Mariposa, which is only about an hour from here. And he said, well, I got to come down in the daytime because I don't see well driving and I don't trust myself anymore. I said, I know what your problem is, buddy, because it's in the family. You got cataracts, and I have the perfect solution for him. And I went through the whole diatribe what I did with you, told him about Remington, told him about the California Eye Institute, and I was hoping, and apparently it's the case, they aren't stopping people from becoming patients of theirs. So I told him all about Remington. And, of course, the name Stall, he's got 3 stalls in there as customers. So I said, just tell him your last name and tell him that your brother recommended him highly, and he would be a perfect candidate. And I said, if you need some help with it financially, I would get the high-end ones like we got for Judy. He says, I'm in good shape. I sold a house a few years back, and I got really, really well. He said, so he's in good shape. But he was so excited he was almost wetting his pants. I felt so good on his birthday. Over.
Well, very good. Yeah, well, I'm glad you referred him to me, and hopefully he'll get over there too. I have the same problem at night. I can still drive, but it's not comfortable. Over.
Yeah, well, be sure and mention my name if you would, because I want him to understand that we're promoting him. We think he's doing a great job. He does take care of my eyes, and he has for the last 10 or 12 years in the glaucoma side of things. But he also does the cataracts replacements, and he's the doctor that actually slips the lens in there. He has a lot of help, of course. It's not just him, as it isn't with any doctor. But, boy, it's so neat. And you'll be in and out of there, Mike. You'll go in about 8 or 9 in the morning, and by 11 o'clock you'll be eating breakfast somewhere. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll definitely bring your name up on well, it's Monday, so coming quick.
Wonderful. Well, you can count on about a 2-hour exam. He's going to have you in there for at least 2 hours because he's very thorough. You're going to sit in front of about 3 or 4 different doctors or assistants, and they're going to make every measurement that they can on your eyes and all the rest of it. So you're going to get pressure measured and size measured and your prescription measurements and all the rest of that. And then, of course, he'll be talking to you about just exactly, and you tell him you want the best, the ones just like Judy has, okay? He'll know. Judy Illman. So you just tell him that's what you want, and I think you'll be just more than happy. Judy's just free as a bird now. She used to have about 3 or 4 pairs of glasses and carry around 2 or 3 magnifying glasses, and now she just goes outside and doesn't even worry about carrying glasses, and she can go up to a little piece of paper and read it, and she can read her computer without any glasses and all the rest of it. So she's just a happy camper. Anyway, enough of that stuff, guys, but I just thought I'd pass it on. I just can't recommend it any higher. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, like I said, looking forward to it.
Listen to Mike W6BBS 72.
Yeah, good evening, Frank. W6BBS. Hang on a second. We got a couple ahead of you, Frank, and then we'll get you in here. I think above you, Mike, was 1079. Aaron and his wife are in here, and then we'll get it up to Daryl, and then we'll get back down the list again here. So, Aaron, take it away, and if there's anything on your side that we need, and you could tell me whether I got my noise blanker. I think because of the sound of the voices, everybody is nice and crisp tonight, not garbaged up with a blanker, so I'm pretty sure I have the blanker turned off. K6 USY, thanks for letting me in on the 40-meter thing the other night. Didn't mean to barge in on that. K6 MYC.
Oh yeah, no worries, Mike. Yeah, I was shocked to hear you on that late, and I heard the guy that you worked after the fact, and I couldn't hear him very well, but I was listening to your side of the conversation. But very good. And yeah, you did get the noise blinker off, and everything's looking good on this side. So roll on with the net. K6USY 1079.
Okay, very good. Up zero. And I think it's getting cooler by the day. It was a glorious day here, and we just finished dinner. We ate outside on the patio, and it was just nice. The only thing that was starting to go bad is we have to turn the lights on out there. By the time I walked out here to the barn, I had to use a flashlight almost. 2 months ago, we could walk to the barn and almost walk home when it was light enough to see. But now we got to have the flashlight just to get here. KG6U, no, for crying out loud, Charlie Echo Fox, K6 MYC. Well, Daryl didn't stick around, it looks like. Over to you, Rob, KM6SRR, go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, Mike and Judy? KM6SR, number 432. I was hearing John, the LA Net Control, really loud here a little bit ago, over.
Down in LA, okay. I don't know where I'm pointed here. What the hell I'm doing? I'm pointed north, of all things. No wonder I was hearing Richard so well. Let me go south here, where I belong. There we go. And we'll see if we haven't heard Ben. You want to call Ben in since I'm not pointed that way, Rob, over?
Sure. N6SWR, KM6SR, and the 2-meter Bozo group. You on tonight, Ben? Over. N6SWR, Ben, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by. Well, I don't hear Ben. How about Rick, KB6RQU? You on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net, Rick? Come again?
N6SWR, sorry I was late for the table.
No, you're not late to the table. I hear you. Whoever that was, K6MYC. Who said they're late to the table?
N6SWR, November 6th, Sugar Whiskey Radio.
And your number, Ben?
247.
Well, thank you. I knew it, but I wanted Judy to be able to hear it there. Thanks, Ben. Good to hear you. We just called you in. Go ahead and take a transmission, and then you can shoot it back, and Rob will pick it up. I'm sure he's hearing you. N6SWR, Bakersfield, K6MYC.
Thank you much. I think it was only about 98 today in Bakersfield, but it's supposed to be 82 tomorrow, so we're going to see a little weather change, and then it'll go back up as usual. Anyway, back to net, N6SWR.
Hey, Ben, N6SWR, KM6SRR. Well, you're going to have to get your coats out, I guess, for tomorrow, huh? Over?
Yeah, a little cool weather once in a while in Bakersfield helps us out a bunch.
Yep, roger on that. Good to hear you there.
Okay.
You're taking my check-in, N6SWR.
Yeah, and we'll be looking forward to hearing you again on 432, Ben. I did copy you last week, as you recall, and I'm assuming you were copying me okay. I run about 800 watts in the shack. I don't know how much gets to the antenna, but let's say 400 watts at least, so it should be loud enough for you down there. N6SWR, thanks, Ben. Go ahead, take a final, K6MYC.
Roger. I always hear you pretty well down here, Mike. It's always the problem is on my end, not on your end. Back to that, N6SWR.
Yeah, well, I just want to make sure you can hear me. A lot of times when the antennas are low and small like that, you're also troubled with noise because you pick up noise from a lot of different directions. Anyway, hopefully you can hear me over the noise down there. Thanks much. Over to Rick, one more try, KB6RQU. Rick, are you here? I guess not. Now, let me ask you, Mike, is there any problem with Bill tonight, AA6S, or is he just doing something else? Over?
No.
Who is that? Are you here, Bill?
Mike, sorry about that. No, he's out of town with family in Turlock.
Ah, okay, no problem. Thank you for that. We won't worry about him then. I think he's in good hands, I hope. Over?
Oh, yeah, he's fine, and he's supposed to be back, I think, tonight, so he should be back tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, good deal. Well, let's see, I'm pointed south, so is there anybody down south in L.A. that wants to give us any Bozo numbers, and we'll exchange ours. I'm Bozo 47. This is K6MYC looking south.
KC5 DTU 712, and I've been trying to get a hold of Dr. Remington.
Check in.
Okay, hang on a second, Kerry. We had an LA station in there. Who is the LA? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Bozo 831 up here in the high desert. We're looking for check-ins for the Wednesday night Bozo Net there. Bozo 831, back to you.
Okay, you've got a really funny fade, so I heard 131. Is the Bozo number 131. My Bozo number is 47. Go ahead.
Now the Bozo number here is 831. 831. Uniform Sierra Sierra. Hi, Douglas.
Okay, 831. We got it now. 831. Very good. Anybody else for the 831?
Yep. How you doing, John? KG6 USS. This is Kilo Mike 6 Sierra Romeo Romeo number 432. Bozo 432. Over.
Okay, got you. What was your call again? Kilo Mike what?
Kilo Mike 6 Sierra Romeo Romeo number 432. Over.
I got you. 432. Thanks for checking in. I'm helping out.
226 is here.
226. Got you on the left. Thanks for checking in. Bozo 831.
Very good. WA6 Oscar India Bravo in Clovis. Good evening.
Good evening. Out in Clovis. Wow. Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, me too.
Old truck driver. Took 3 years out of my mouth room. I'm a Papa Bakersfield.
Good evening there, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. Good to hear you. You guys are hearing L.A. better than I am. He's pretty weak here. I must not be pointed right or something for him. Anyway, we got you all okay. And WA6OIB 226. And quite a few others in here. Thanks for coming in, Ken. We're just about ready to go over to Atascadero. So I'm just going to take 1 or 2 more checks and see if there's anybody else left in the San Joaquin Valley area here. K6MYC Bozo Net, looking up and down the San Joaquin Valley, but taking check-ins from anybody that can hear me. Over.
Kerry was in there, Mike.
Yes, someone holler, Ken.
Oh, I'm sorry. Double. Was that you, Frank?
Roger.
Go ahead.
Yeah, WA60IB. You still here, Ken? Of course I am, yeah. How do I sound right now, sir? Very, very distorted. Really? Okay, give me a second.
Do it again. Give us a few more words before you change anything. I didn't hear the distortion.
I did.
Well, too late. Okay, this is 100 watts with just the radio, 100 watts with just the rig, and pointed down your guy's direction. So how's this sound, Ken?
Go ahead now with the amp on.
Okay, now I'm going to drop the power back. Give me a second. I'm going to kick the amp back on.
Okay, now this is a minimal drive. That's about 500 or 600 watts out of the amp. Over.
Yeah, well, you are distorted, but you also moved frequency. So get back on the right frequency here and say it one more time.
Yeah, sorry about that. I noticed it afterwards. I was playing with the power knob, must have bumped it. So just give you a little bit of chatter. We're about 500, maybe 550 right there on sideband with the amp, and everything seems to be operating normal. Over.
Yeah, do you have any way to read current? Can you see your idle current when you just key the mic?
Person, it's operating non-linearly right now.
It's non-linear. I'm just asking if he can see the idle current when he keys the mic. Key the mic and just see if you've got any output power, because if it's in Class C, which we think it is, you won't have any output power unless you have enough background noise to make it work. Over.
Yeah, no, I don't get anything until I start talking.
Yeah, well, you're probably in Class C. I don't hear your mic key up, so there's no background noise, nothing until you start to talk. So it's classic Class C format. Go ahead, Ken.
Yep, and your peaks are fine. You're 40 over on your peaks, so anyway, that's what you're doing there. There's something wrong. The bias has gotten off somehow. Okay, very good. Now, just to try to see what would happen, I kicked the JT button on, so it's in JT mode now. But okay, yeah, because there's no way I'm overdriving it, putting maybe 5 watts into it, and I'm getting about, like I say, 500 to 600 out. So
Okay, I'll get the amp to you and I'll run barefoot for now, Ken. W6BBS. By the way, I have rotation now, Mike. W6BBS, go ahead.
Okay, so it was the rotator, not anything else?
1 second.
Yeah, drop the amp because it's hard to copy you. Give us 100 or 50 watts we can hear you on, and assume you found the rotor problem.
Well, yeah, I literally, I told you about that big cable that I added in the bottom half of the hill. So I went back up to where that splice was, because everything from that beyond that point had been good. And I cut that splice off, and I brought it back down here and hooked it to your rotor, and it ran the rotor just fine. Well, in the meantime, I found another piece of cable long enough to get the rest of the way up the hill that's a little newer and better shape than that cable. It's got 2 or 3 splices in it that was going up now. That was working before, so I spliced that on just to see how far it would get, and it gets all the way to the base of the tower, and it'll actually get up to the antenna. So at that point, right at the base of the tower there, about 35 feet below the rotor, there was a splice there, an old splice, and I just cut that splice out and just wire nutted it onto my new cable, and everything's working. So that section of cable that got cut out is about 35 feet long and is spliced twice somewhere in there. An error happened while I was moving that whole thing up the hill and so on and so forth. So nothing wrong with the rotor. And the only thing is I made a mistake. I thought it was set on south and it was set on north, and because I'm reversing my deal so that this will work like the Orion does. I don't have a south stop. And like right now, I was wanting to turn left and hear LA and whatnot. I could barely hear stuff going on down there a little bit, but I couldn't turn. So I just got to reverse the array. Otherwise, everything seems to be working right now. The other thing is that bad piece of hardline I had before that I told you had water in. I put one of your dens on there and one of the adapters on there, so that's back in the feed line. So we're hardline all the way up the hill for all 3 bands and in good shape there. I'll get the amp to Ken for a little check up there, and other than that, reversing my antennas and just cleaning up and sealing my splices and everything. I think the antennas and everything for the Bozo Net are good to go.
Okay. I believe I have another amp here that you could take in the meantime while Ken's fixing that one. So when you get here tomorrow, we'll look for my other one that Ken repaired recently. So I haven't even put it on the air. He told me to put it on the air right away and check it. And of course, Mikey didn't do that. But I'm pretty sure it's in good shape. It's here somewhere. I've set it aside and it's got covered, or it's sitting in a out of my vision area there somewhere. Okay, enough of that. Go on to anybody else before we get down to a Atascadero. QRZ, I got to get down to Kerry. Down to you, Kerry, and you said something, but you got covered up by a couple of other people talking at the same time. KC5, DTU, K6MYC with the hiccups from my steak.
The amp is in the tech room, I saw it today.
DTU. Yeah, I heard you talking to Mike about Dr. Remington, trying to find out if he'll take my insurance, and should be in there also. So your bonus check is going to be pretty big. You got lots of recommendations.
Well, I get 15 cents every time I get a new customer, so shoot, up pretty quick. I'm going to be up to 75, 80 cents. He gives me 20 cents extra sometimes. Okay, super. No, he'll take you because Mike had never been a customer either. So, boy, oh boy, this is good news, and I hope if you guys, at least when you get to see Remington, you may or may not be able to make any headway with the ladies because the crew behind the counter changes quite frequently with new people coming in, so they all don't know me. Some of them do, but some of them don't. But when you get in front of Remington, you got to be sure, and you mentioned Judy and I and Matt as well. He knows Matt very well as well. So I'm glad, and hopefully you'll be able to call and get an appointment. They're going to be deluged with my brother and you and Mike now. That's terrific. And maybe we'll find some others that we can. But I'm very pleased because many doctors are loaded to the point where they won't take new customers, you know.
Yeah, roger that. Well, Laura got the lenses from IQ, and so did my son-in-law, and both were very unhappy. And Laura is back to reading glasses, so the workmanship was just not good there.
Yeah, well, I don't think you'll find anything like that with Remington. I mean, there's always a chance that something doesn't work just perfectly, but I haven't heard of anybody having any trouble with him. He did mine like 12 or 15 years ago, so we've had really good luck with him. Something just fell down, and I don't see it here.
Okay, well, thanks.
All right, very good, Kerry. And yeah, get an appointment as quick as you can. And it's, again, the first visit is going to take you every bit of 2 hours, so you have to factor that in. He really runs you through the mill and makes sure every little I is dotted and T's are crossed, and you've checked everything you can possibly test. So it's very important to give yourself time for that first visit. Then you're off and running.
Okay, thanks again, and we'll let you know how it goes.
Alrighty. Very good. Anybody else before we go to a Atascadero? Okay, 6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters. Okay, let's do a Atascadero. I'm coming over your way, Ron, W6QUI. W6QUI, W6QUI, W6 Queen Uniform Italy, and perhaps others in the Atascadero area, K6MYC, calling and listening.
Good evening, Mike, and there's W6QUI over here. We're enjoying a cooler day, and hopefully you're getting the same effect over there. So I don't know if anybody else will show up. I beat on Bill a little bit there at our club meeting, and he's just busy all the time, but sometimes he surprises us. I told him that you all miss him, so maybe I thought that would build a fire under him. Over.
Hey, good evening, Ron. I've got to run, WA60IB, but I wanted to say hi to you there.
Oh, Ken, good evening. Okay, good luck, and yeah, good signal as usual.
Right. Thank you, Mike. I wanted to jump in. I got to jump over onto 10 meters. WA60IB.
Yeah, Roger. We'll see you when you get back, Ken, if you make it 7-3. WA60IB 226 K6MYC, and back over to you, Ron, and okay on Eric. Well, I'm sure Eric will get here when he gets a chance. You've been a big enough fire that he's not going to forget about the net. Some guys just forget, and they don't have any other helpers or people to remind them and so on. But with you there, I'm sure that that's not going to be a factor for Eric. He's going to do it when he's got the personal time to do it and get on here. And I know he wants to come back stronger and better than he did before. W6QUI, how about you, Ron? Rob, are you copying? And then maybe Frank with the new setup. Frank, are you hearing? I'm sure you are. Frank, take it first, and we'll get it over to Rob. W6BBS, go ahead. Okay, I don't know where Frank is. Maybe he's outside.
Booming in when he was at his 100 watts even. And you're right. He sounded like he was running Class C when he went to the high power.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the amp. It has a bias board in it. It's a very complicated board, and there must be a bad bias board in there or something. It's not getting the bias that it should. So it'll be right when it's right. The transistors in the amplifiers are very linear once they're biased correctly. So that'll be good. Frank, how about you, Rob? You want to take one? KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Of course. How you doing, Ron? W6QUI, KM6SR. I think I also heard Kenneth in there, N6KTH, over.
Oh, very good. We'll catch up with him in a minute. Tell him, hang on a second. Let's get it over to Mike so Mike can say hello to Ron over there, and then we'll get Ken in here. Over.
10 meter net begins.
Yeah, where are you, Ken? I mean, Mike, WA6AAJ, K6MYC. Are you here? I don't know. And Ron, did you copy Rob okay?
Yes, copied him fine.
Okay, I think AAJ has gone off. Maybe he's on the phone with somebody. Anyway, good to hear you. And do you think I should log Eric in? Is he here in spirit tonight, over?
Yeah, he's always here in spirit. Yeah, I beat on him all the time about getting his antennas back up, so one of these days he'll do it, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he'll get here. All right, very good. Anybody else want to say hello to Atascadero this evening, and where it's nice and cool today, I'm sure. We had about 80, 85 maximum today. It was glorious compared to what it has been. W6QUI, stand by. Anybody else?
W6QUI, W6BBS. Good evening, Ron. How do I sound now?
Oh, well, you sound good on your low power, your 100 watts or whatever it is. But, yeah, the other one definitely was, you were using an FM amplifier, let's put it that way. Yeah, good signal, over.
Yeah, okay, that amplifier just recently had a new device put in it, and it hasn't been used very much. And so, obviously, we just need to get it back on the scope and everything down there and take a look at it and readjust that bias. Not a big deal. Yeah, I've moved my, I'm still using the launcher, the military launcher for my antennas, but I've moved 2 meters, 432 and 1296, 200 feet up the hill, and they're about 60 feet higher than they was before, and took me out of a little bit of a bowl in between two little ridges here, put me on top of one of those ridges, and really gave me a good shot in your direction, over.
Oh, yeah, you're really, really loud here. You're about the same strength as Mike, believe it or not, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but as you know, Mike and I are not direct. Well, that's good news. I'm glad you got your rotator running again. Let's see, or was that somebody else? Anyway, yeah, you sound like you got everything working just fine.
Yeah, and yeah, the reason Mike has trouble in your direction is he's looking into a big mound of dirt. He's only got one direction that's got a big hill right in his way, and this is it, looking at you, whereas I have a clean shot. So my 100 watts in my little antenna versus his big antenna and his kilowatt or whatever he's running, he's fighting that dirt to get to you. All right, thanks for the report, Ron. Have a good evening. W6BBS, back to net.
K6USY.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, W6QUI, K6USY, DMO6.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron. Nice signal as usual. I hear most of you guys all the time, even without you guys pointing over here. I have a clear shot in that direction.
Yep, Roger. Good to hear you in here, and I got to jump over to 10 meters real quick, so we'll catch you later. K6USY.
Okay, Aaron. Thank you. Good evening.
He's omni. He's not even directional, so he doesn't have to rotate to you, Ron.
Okay. Yeah, well, I can probably hear just a couple of watts over here with no problem.
I think he's got a real clean shot. He's at the south end of Fresno, and a real clean shot across the valley, right up your tailpipe, so to speak.
Yes. I hear quite a few, and I hear you, of course, before you even turn this way. It's amazing. You get a good side lobe there.
I can side scatter it in there. You know, I'm pointed on the other side of this hill. This hill from me, where the antennas are sitting, is absolutely due south. Now, you're at 211, so it's about almost 30 degrees off to the side, but the hill doesn't drop off immediately. The hill is 600 feet higher than I am. If you were behind a hill like Santa Barbara is, I wouldn't hear it at all. Except we are going to get N6KTH in here in just a second, because he's on the frequency, and I'm sure you'll hear him. So if you can help direct traffic, if I don't hear him well, you let him know what's going on. But he's in the mountains above Santa Barbara there, and he comes in good. But that's the only reason I hear him at all, is because he's forcing himself around the hillside here. But Santa Barbara's dead south of me, and it's the worst possible location. But you're off to the side, but the ground still slopes off that way, and I'm still looking into dirt before it gets over the hill to you. All right, let me say 73s, or just let's you stand by a second, and let's get N6KTH Ken in here. Ken, pick it up. If he doesn't pick it up, you turn it over to him, if you will, Ron. N6 Kilo Tango Hotel, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, I don't hear him, so Ken, are you there? N6KTH, N6KTH, W6QUI, over. Yeah, no response.
Well, maybe he had to drive off the hill. I know it's getting dark down there, so maybe he didn't want to be on the hill when it was dark. I'm guessing, but he did check in, so I got him in here. Somebody can help me with the number. Maybe you can look it up, Rob. I think it's 982, but I'm not sure. 962 or 963 or 8, something like that.
It's 967 N6KTH. Ken, are you on tonight? I heard you there earlier, but I don't know if you wanted to wait. KN6KTH, KM6SR, and the 2-meter Bozo Net. I'm not hearing him, Mike.
I'm pretty sure I would hear him tonight. I have no noise. This is the best I've heard the band for me, because of the power, the solar noise is not there at all tonight, not even a tinge of it. So just a temperature-related thing for me with this solar noise. I wish we could fix that. One of these days, Frank and I will get caught up enough on my own system here to go over to that place and see if we can sort it out. But it may not be much of an issue through the winter months here. And if that's the case, then we've got a little lease on time to get over there and get him squared away. Or maybe in the meantime, his damn inverter will fail and he'll put a new one in there. All righty. 73s to you again, Ron, and we'll see you. I guess you will not be here tomorrow. We can look for you tomorrow if you're going to be there. Otherwise, we assume you will not be there. W6QUI in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, no, I will not be here. And see you Sunday then.
See you Sunday, Ron. Thank you very much for being there. As always, you're a good representative for the the area down there at Escondero. 7-3, my friend. K6MYC now going up to Monterey and Santa Cruz.
K73.
Okay, I'm rotating here. Let me see. WA6LIE. WA6 London, India, Echo. WA6LIE. Are you hearing me tonight? Scott, K6MYC. Over. Well, I'm not hearing Scott either. And he may be in that transition mode getting over into Arizona there. Anyway, let's see if Tom is in here. I'm pretty sure Tom will be here tonight. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead, take a transmission. Tell me what's going on over there. It was a glorious day here. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Very nice outside. We had dinner outside on the patio here. Right up to, actually right into and including 7:30. Got here just as it was time to start the net. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC in the group.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it was a beautiful day here too, and went and got my granddaughter from the first grade and brought her home here, and we had the afternoon together. I've got to put in a little pond in the backyard, a little goldfish pond, and so we watched the goldfish a bit, and I took her home, and then we going to do it again, all over again tomorrow. Her mother's going to be out of town, so I've got granddaughter duty for 3 days, which is suits me pretty well. I take her home to her dad at night, so I don't have any of the getting her to school and all that stuff to do, but I do get to pick her up, and she's pretty excited usually. Not too much else going on. Trying to get the station in reasonable shape. I don't know how much of an effort I'll put in on the contest this weekend, but we'll be there at least for part of it. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, very good, Tom. Well, don't forget, I'm going to try and be on 222 on Saturday night starting at 7:30 to 8, and then 8 o'clock or so. We'll go 432 for an hour or less, and then over to 1296. So hopefully we'll get you in there. We need your Charlie Mike 96, so we really would love to have you checking in with us on those three bands if you can do it. At least one, anyway. Hi. Very good. Gosh, there was something else I was going to say. The heck. Well, anyway, let's see if Lee is in here tonight. Lee, I think, was in here. He checked in the other night, and it was good to hear him. AF6 United, AF6U, K6MYC. How about it, Lee?
K6MYC, America Fox 6 United. Yes, I am here tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And you're 1098, as I recall, aren't you?
Roger, roger. Sorry. The countdown Bozo, 1098. Roger, roger.
Okay. And can you give us an update? Do you think you're going to have anything for 432 tomorrow, or is it pushing too much?
No, I think 432 is going to be there tomorrow night. And there may be a little bit of an improvement, I hope. So I'm going to get the antenna back up, and I have a bit of a new radio that I'm going to test out. So I'll leave it till tomorrow night.
Yeah, very good. We're just moving the antenna back and forth, but we got it all okay. Okay, thank you. And it's good to hear you tonight. I don't think I'm quite peaked on you guys. Signal's a little bit down from your normal 2-meter signal tonight, but not to worry. Good evening to you, Lee, and you can shoot it over to Tom on your final. AF6 United near Watsonville in the group K6MYC.
Roger, roger. Well, I'll say 7-3 for tonight, and look forward to talking with you folks tomorrow. And back to you, Tom, AF6 United to KW6S.
Very good there, Lee, AF6U, KW6S. Yeah, you seem really down on signal here tonight, so I moved the antenna down your way. Now I'm moved back up on Mike and see what's going on in the Fresno area. Otherwise, I'll be here, and it sounds like Lee will be here tomorrow night, Mike, and we'll see if we can outdo Course Goal one of these nights. K6MYC, KW6S.
What did you say about Course Goal?
One of these nights we'll try to get a group together and we'll try to outdo Course Gold.
Oh, okay. That'll be fine. I think Frank probably wants to test with you tonight. So, Frank, are you copying Tom there tonight with your new setup? W6BBS. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no problem. But even if my antennas are sideways, I always hear Tom. Good evening, Tom. KW6S, W6BBS.
W6BBS, KW6S, really down tonight. I'm kind of wondering now if there's something not doing good here. Mike, you're always strong, but Lee's down and you're down quite a bit, so I'm wondering if I've got a problem of some sort.
Who is you? Lee and you, and that would you be me?
No, Mike, you're up in good shape, but Frank is down in signal right at kind of almost at my noise level, and Lee was the same thing. I'm wondering if I've got a problem here I don't know about.
Huh, that's weird. Yeah, Frank's got the antenna up in altitude about 60 feet higher than it was before. He's about 200 feet further up the hill, but he's got good hardline. Inch and 5/8 and 7/8 running up to all the antennas. So he's got all the Bozo antennas uphill, up high now, and he's rotatable. Just got the rotator fixed today after he got home from here. We couldn't figure out what, but one rotator that was turning his system wasn't working after he moved it. And he thought maybe something went wrong inside the rotor, but it turned out to be a splice right at the base of the tower. We're using old crappy repaired cable for some of this stuff, and that stuff's bound to go bad when you wiggle it a lot, you know. Anyway, the rotor's working, and the antenna's working. I think everything's fine. I think it might just be inversion. Frank's at a totally different altitude than I am, and that may be it more than anything. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Tom, you're not as loud as you normally are on this band. And the same thing, I was having trouble hearing Lee as well. So maybe there is some inversion, something going on there, because I usually hear him better, and I was swinging the antenna back and forth going, wow, why can't I hardly hear him tonight? So we'll check it again on another night and see what happens.
Yeah, and probably by Sunday night you'll have the amp running. He's got an amp there, but apparently it's got a bias problem, and it's running in Class C, so it sounds pretty crappy. But he can make 11 or 1200 when it's working, and he's either going to take mine home. I think that's probably what it'll do. I've got one here that's just been repaired. It should work fine. He can take that one home temporarily, and then we'll have Ken Holden come over here or take it home to his place. We've got test setups at both places, and Ken can probably look over and see what's going on with the bias situation there. Anyway, that's the status. Good enough. 7-3, Tom, 73 to you, Lee, and we'll move on into the Bay Area there. KW6S for your final, K6MYC.
Good evening, Tom. KW6S, KM6SRR.
I didn't mean to leave you out, Rob.
Difference on receive, so it's if I have a problem, it's antenna or feed line related. But otherwise, I'm just going to wait and see. There's nothing I can do about anything before the weekend, and that'll be the test. Catch you tomorrow night, K6MYC, KW6S.
There's something going on there, because all of a sudden you got to have light to medium distortion on the audio. Over.
Oh, I might be hitting this mic a little bit on the hard side.
Yeah, you were. It sounds on that transmission. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tend to get excited and yell at the mic.
Well, who in the hell does that? Nobody does that. Okay, good enough. 7-3. We'll see you Sunday, or see you tomorrow with you and Lee, hopefully. KW6S, AF6 United, K6MYC, going right into the Bay Area and looking for check-ins. Over.
KE6VO and 1040.
Hey, there's the man we're looking for. I guess you saw what we finally decided to do. I said, to hell with it. Let's quit screwing around with this thing. I didn't want to send my friend over to Arizona to buy one of the Harbor Freight ones, and the ones at Tractor Supply are nice, but when we get into the bracket that we like in terms of size and horsepower, they banging around $500. So I thought, well, screw it. For as much as this thing's going to get used 4 times a year at the most for an hour or two, I think we can live with a Chinese thing. I prefer not to buy them that way, but in this case, it just makes more sense. Adam, over.
Yeah, affirmative. Yeah, not familiar with that brand, but it looks like a typical knockoff, so I don't see why it shouldn't be fine. But yeah, like you said, for the little bit you use it, it should be good. Run a good oil in it, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was going to be my other option, was turning to eBay, see what I could get shipped in. Some eBay sellers will ship to California, some won't. So Amazon absolutely won't ship. So yeah, it would have been hit or miss. But yeah, cool. No, that'll work. And then when we get it, we'll work on getting it converted over and come up with do a battery setup on it and get her dialed in for you.
Well, I didn't. I'm leaving the option of buying a battery for it up to Lee, my purchase guy at the plant. They're buying it, and he's getting it from Amazon. So this is coming through Amazon, Adam, over.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised they're shipping it. Most of those motors, Amazon won't ship them, so, but no, that's good. I'm surprised. Yeah, the one that he sent me a picture of was from eBay.
Oh, maybe it was eBay. I thought it was Amazon. Well, my mistake. I can't see the screen anymore, and we'd been back and forth between Amazon and eBay, so I guess that is correct. Okay, well, good deal. Anyway, we should see it Monday, which means Matt may drop it by your place Monday night, but more than likely it would be better if he dropped it by Tuesday. Are you going to be home next Tuesday?
That is no guarantee right now. As of right now, I probably, when I go to work tomorrow, I probably won't be home for a couple of weeks. Everything's burning around the state, so the only reason I'm even home tonight is I had to come home last night for a family emergency, and I'm going back to work in the morning. So right now, days off canceled, and yeah, so don't plan on me being home next week.
Okay, well then you do me a favor. When you look like you're going to be home, you give me a call. In the meantime, we'll have the engine queue, and we'll either drop it by on the way to work or back from work, and Matt can carry it in the back seat of his car. Probably not that big an engine. I don't want to leave it in the pickup bed for days and days, but we'll get it to you. But as soon as you're ready, you let me know, and we'll get it over there, Adam. Thanks for your help, buddy. Thanks much, and we'll work on the battery. What I told Lee was, if you can get a battery for under $60 or $70, get it. If it goes higher than that, screw it. I find other ways to start it. I've got some power supplies here that would be easy to hook up. I got power right there. I've got some 75 amp 12 volt power supplies that are switchers, and they about start anything. So I'm pretty sure that they would start this engine in good shape. And of course, on the temporary side of things, we can always put a battery and some jumper leads on the ground until we can find one. Frank said he had a used battery that might work also. So I'm holding on the battery. Not that I can't afford it, but I just didn't want to spend a lot of money for nothing on the battery thing, because it's got to sit there most of the time not being used. So we almost could get away with no battery and preclude it dying before we use it the second time. Over.
Okay, Mike, hey, I got a phone call. I'm talking to the wife. I'll catch you guys later, and we'll get it all taken care of. 73s for now. KE6VON.
Roger, 73, Adam. You moved frequency a little bit, but no sweat. 73s. That was 10-9. What's his number? You get his number? KE6VON? I don't have him chucked in.
Hey, Mike.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just FYI, the one that we found was Amazon, and I sent it to Lee. He probably tried to order it, found out he couldn't, and continued his researching thing that he's so good at, and found something another way.
Okay. Well, I wasn't wrong. I thought you were on the Amazon page, but I didn't want to argue because I couldn't see that good. Okay, well, he must have found something identical on eBay, huh?
Yeah, I would imagine, something equivalent, that's going to work as good for about the same money, I imagine is what he would do. He's pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah, he is. Okay. Let's see. We're still now pointing into the Bay Area, but let me get a little further up there. Into the Bay Area. And Bozo Net, 2 meters, K6MYC, beaming into the Bay Area, over.
Pick up 701.
Victor Bravo Golf, 971.
Okay, 971, good evening, Dave, K6VBG, stand by. I've got 2 or 3 others there. Stand by just a second, Dave. Who are the other ones? Go ahead.
711, K6MI.
Okay, 711. K6 Mexico, Italy. Same for you, John. Stand by. Was there anybody in the Bay Area? Over.
285 and 1296.
Okay, 285. Got you, Jim. And 1296, 1296. Got you, Jim. So we'll get you in just a second here. All right. Go ahead, Dave. K6 BBG, course gold, K6 MYC.
Why, good evening, Mike. Just checking on in, that's it. Yeah, a little late dinner and had to finish out before I could get my way out here.
Okay, and it's cooler. You're not going to boil your brains out there tonight. Hopefully your shack is cooled down a little bit, over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was nice today.
Yeah, no, we had a glorious time, and we ate dinner outside. It was about 80. Real pleasant. All right, very good, Dave. Thanks for checking in. Good to hear you. And we'll take a standby now. Let's see, the other one was... .711. Go ahead, John. Pick it up. K6 Mexico, Italy. K6 MYC. Go ahead. Now, John was in and out. Sometimes he does that. It's a 7-Eleven store. They're in and out, aren't they? Okay. Next one would be WB6JNN. Go ahead, Jim, and I'll try to get peek onto you. Over.
Okay, well, you're about 5 over 9 right now, so it's been going up and down, however, several S units. So anyway, nothing new to report. I'm just sitting here listening and not hearing much until you started turning around towards Tom there. And I can hear you when you're aimed at Tom, but I don't know if you hear me when you're aimed over there. So, nothing other than that. WB6JNN.
Okay, well, good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow night as well. You're not as strong as normal, but that's a never mind, because some stations are stronger than normal tonight and some aren't. Let's see how Frank is doing. Frank, are you copying anything from Jim?
Just a murmur. I swung my antenna back and forth. Can't hardly hear him.
Yeah, okay, well, it's just an antenna size and gain thing. So Frank has raised his antennas about 60 feet higher than they were, but he's just running a 2M9. And, of course, I've got the 2M19XXX at 107 feet. And I got a better, well, he's got a good clear shot, but I may have a better shot into the south end of the valley there. Okay. Anyway, good to hear you, Jim. Thanks much. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow night. Over to W6 Papa Queen London. I don't know how the conditions are tonight. You're not real strong. K6MYC.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you're pointed, Mike. I'm pointed right at you. So that's all I got, 1,500 watts and 7 elements still pointed in your direction. Not much to add, except just a brief rundown that I gave you last night on 1296. This year I worked, let's see, 124 stations between 2 meters and 1296. Most of them were on 1296. 49 of those were stations I never worked before. 17 of the ones I never worked before were on 2 meters and 32 on 1296. So you can see where this is going. I've been on 2 meters longer for more years. So just 2 years on 1296. And that was kind of interesting. There was one station, the Expedition. I could not hear him at all until I had ground gain at 4 degrees, and I lose the ground gain at 2 degrees. It was long enough to make the contact, but I had to wait until the ground gain came in before I even heard him. There was a little external noise out there, so a big pile up on him too. So I was kind of lucky to get that contact in. But anyway, had fun doing it. C6MYC W6DQL.
Yeah, well, I take that rare station, the D Expedition, was on 2 meters. On 2 meters, is that right?
Yeah, he was somewhere off the eastern coast of Canada. Was I there?
Okay, what was the station? What country?
Well, I guess it was Canada. I'll have to look back through my log and pull it up for you, but I don't have it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I'll look it up and I'll get back to you.
Well, at least it wasn't a rare country. It was just he was doing a de-expedition. That's unusual to do a de-expedition in Canada. He might have been going somewhere special. I think VE8 is considered a different country. I think you get get a country qualification for Vector Echo 8, but I'm not sure about that. VE8 and VE9 I think are different than Canada per se. Anyway, congratulations on the 1296 effort. Wonderful. And you're going to have DXCC on that band, aren't you?
Oh, probably will. This station that I'm talking about was on 1296. It wasn't 2 meters. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm mistaken. That was a 2 meter contact. Let's see. CX9BT. Does that ring a bell? CX9 Baker Tom?
Give it to me phonetically.
Okay. Let's see. Where is that? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, no. It was Charlie Yoke 9 Charlie. Charlie, Yokohama 9 Charlie. That was the station.
Well, that's Canada, but it is a special call, but I don't know where Charlie Yankee 9, that would be seemingly like Victor Echo 9, which I think is way up on the northeast coast somewhere, but I could be wrong. Over.
Yeah, anyway, it was rare. There's nobody on the island, and he had quite a pileup on him. Of course, there's a lot of stations on 2-meter EME, and so it was a challenge.
Oh, that's a well-known island. I know which one it was now, Charlie Yankee 9. Yeah, a lot of guys were working them on all different bands. They had been on all the different bands, including 6 meters and on 2 meters and so on. And that's a well-known island, but there's not much in way of ham activity there. I think there's one ham that lives there on HF, but he's not very active. But I'm trying to think of the name of the island. Aaron, do you remember, you worked Charlie Yankee 9. What was the name of the island? Aaron's over on 10.
He's there, Mike. Stand by. Go ahead, Aaron.
What was it?
Do it again, Aaron.
Somebody's in there talking, but I can't get it. Are you copying that other station, Jim, W6PQL? Go ahead.
If I didn't have all this background noise, I probably could. I've got S5 noise level tonight, but no.
Who's the other station? Can anybody copy the station that's trying to tell us what Charlie Yankee 9 was?
Mike, can you hear me, W6BBS?
Oh, barely. Go ahead.
Okay, I got you in know. That was Aaron, and he said it's St. Paul Island. That was Aaron, K6USY, and he said it's St. Paul Island.
St. Paul Island, Jim, over.
Yeah, I didn't write down what it was. I knew what it was at the time, but the log that I have doesn't care about that, so I didn't bother with the name, just the call sign and then ports and that kind of thing.
Okay, but it does count as another country. So that's a country addition for you on 2 meters, so don't lose that one in the shuffle there. All right, very good. Well, don't keep it. It's going up and down. At times you're roaring in here, and then it goes down in the noise, and I'm sure you're seeing the same problem on me. I'm sure when it goes down, you're even having trouble copying. Let's see who else is in the Bay Area. This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bay Area Bozo Net, over.
Hi, Jim, from Ken.
Italy.
Hi, Ken.
The other station that called in, go again.
WB6WNI.
Hi, Gary. WB6WNI, K6MYC. 10. Give us your Bozo number, Gary, over.
No problem. It's 1090. I'll turn it back to you to make sure you're copying okay.
Yeah, no, you're okay, but you're down from your normal signal strength, over.
Oh, I understand. You are doing the best about an S7 to S9 here, so you're acting as strong as usual. I just want to let Frank know that this is the first time I've heard Frank. So Frank is coming in very well at this location. I've never heard Frank before, except when I was at QFO's QTH. Anyway, just like the rest guys, I don't have too much more to report, but I just wanted to say hi and that I was hearing Frank quite well. K6NYC to AB679.
Okay, fine, Gary. Let's shoot it over to Frank. Frank, are you copying Gary there in the on the dividing line between Campbell and San Jose?
Well, I was busy doing something. I could hear a murmur in there. I didn't try to tune in. Tell him to give me some chatter, and I'll swing my antenna and see if I hear him better.
Okay, give him a little bit of chatter. Give him a call, about 3 or 4 calls with his call and yours, Gary. And Frank's call is W6 Bravo Sierra. Go ahead, Gary.
QSL. W6 Bravo Sierra. W6 Bravo Sierra. W6 Bravo Sierra. Here is Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November India. Frank, I copy you, but like Mike was saying, the conditions go up and down. I can tell you were there. Earlier in the evening, you came through really loudly. So anyway, back to you.
Yeah, WB6W, I think it was WBI, or I'm just tired and spaced out. But anyways, W6B, yeah, you're an S1, 100% copy, but S1, and part of my problem is I'm pointed in exactly the right direction right now. I'm looking at my own solar station, and it's got a little bit of noise. Otherwise, it's real quiet. But I do copy you over here, and S1, over.
Oh, I copy you. You were perfectly copyable at that time, about S3. S3. Thanks, Frank, and Mike will turn it back to you. K6MYC to AB679.
Okay, very good, Gary. WB6WNI, Whiskey November, Italy. WNI. Give us your grid square. Let's do a grid square exchange for that contact. Go ahead, Gary.
Yes, it is Charlie Mike 97 Alpha Hotel.
Roger, Roger. Got the Charlie Mike 97. I am in Delta Mike 07, DMO7, and I don't remember the sub.
QSL, thank you.
Okay, good contact, guys. Thank you. And good to hear you, Gary. Let you go. We'll see who else is still floating around in the Bay Area. We got to move along a little bit here. We're dragging tonight. WB6WNI, K6MYC, clear, and QRZ for other check-ins from the Bay Area, 2 meter, over.
807, AB6SR.
Okay, and AB6SR, you have a number. It's a very well-known number. I think it relates to beer, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, okay. Yeah, Frank's coming in, BBS coming in here about 5 and 7, was a little bit stronger earlier. And I was copying, what's he called, KW6S over in Santa Cruz, so must be a reflection of Mount Hamilton or something like that. But good copy, low signal strength, about 5 and 2 or so. But so conditions really a bit odd. But as you were saying earlier, very pleasant day here. 78, I think, was our maximum. Nothing much else. I love the cooler weather. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR 807 in Los Gatos.
Okay, very good. Thanks for giving us your beer number 807 there. I gave it to Judy ahead of time so she wouldn't have to stand there with her pencil quivering. But we knew you'd get it to us sooner or later, Stan. Thank you. And good evening to you. Good on the weather. And good on your very relaxed day. Not much to report. I didn't do much today either. I spent a lot of time on the phone today, and we finally got everything sort of organized with the phone calls and stuff. But boy, it was not an easy day in that respect of phone calls and waiting for return calls and stuff like that. It was a very, very useless day. I would call it a 1-800 waste my day. And there you go. 7-3, Stan, your final, take it, and we'll see who else is there. AB6 Sugar Radio, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, and good evening to Judy there. Yeah, nothing much else here. I had a quiet day myself. I'm not used to a day on phone call, so, gosh, sounds like old times for me. Glad I'm out of that, so I sympathize with you there. Anyway, you want to get along, so get on with the net there. Talk to you later. K6MYC, AB6SR clear.
Okay, very good, Stan. AB6SR 73, K6MYC clear, and anybody else in the Bay Area for the Bozo Net? Who is it?
That's Dennis.
Okay, I can barely hear Dennis. Hang on a second, Frank. Maybe you can pick Dennis up, and also we should be going up toward Ken N6RO. Judy's got a question on a number I wrote down here before she got in the shack, so I'll be right back.
All right, very good. WB6ISO, do you copy W6BBS, over?
Yes, I do copy. Over.
Okay, very good. Mike is still in the Bay Area. He's going to be turning up your direction here in just a minute. In the meantime, there's a pause for the cause while they're working on something with the log with Judy. And so I just thought I'd let you know that you are being heard, and Mike will be up your direction here momentarily, Dennis, if you can stand by.
Thank you very much.
Hi, very good. Yeah, I moved my antenna 200 feet up the hill. It's about 60 feet higher. It's sitting on top of a ridge. I'm no longer blocked very much in your direction at all. And your signal has come up quite a bit. I used to get a lot of multipath and warble on you. Boy, you're just real clean tonight. So sounds like my antenna's working a little better there, Dennis.
Doing good with Dennis?
Yeah, stand by. He's talking to N6RO right now, so you got both of them in there.
Holy cow, I don't even hear him.
Well, I heard you too, Ken, and Mike says he doesn't hear either one of you guys. He probably needs to check his antenna a little bit. Top of the evening, Ken, N6RO, W6BBS.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and we will be standing by. And hello there, Mr. Ken. We will stand by your patiently.
Yeah, N6RO is here.
Gotcha.
I was beaming up toward Dennis.
We'll pick up Dennis in a second. Go ahead with your number. Ken, good evening to you. Hope you're getting rested up.
Hi, Bunch and Judy. Bozo 835 at Rancho Oakley, or Ranchero. It's been a busy week with Hector here, and I'm not used to getting up at 7 and going till dark, trying to do everything that I had to do. We had a security breach and all sorts of problems. The reason I didn't get 6 meters on Monday night, the guys were doing some troubleshooting, trying to find out what was the SWR was on the 15-meter stack. All the antennas were good from the base of the tower, but going through the antenna switching system, it had high SWR. So they were swapping cables all around, and by the time I got to Comando Bozo, I couldn't access the 6-meter antenna. And we just got it finally restored today. So anyway, it's been a good week. We got all the towers with brand new Philly strand, and of course Hector just made everything look very professional and safe. He's going to finish up tomorrow with some other stuff, but basically we're got all the major stuff done. And I'm going to cook some swordfish in about 5 minutes, N6RO.
Okay, very, very funny path tonight. You started out real strong and went down and down and down and down, so hopefully you're copying me there. Anyway, got it, and a good deal on Hector getting you sorted out there with all the problems, and okay on the 6-meter thing. If I think of it, I'll grab the log on 6 meters from Monday, and we'll check you in, because I knew you had to be there. I knew it had to be some weird thing that happened, so we'll try to remember to get you checked in on 6 meters for Monday night, Ken. For now, we'll let you go. Sounds like you're on a short fuse. We are too. And the band is not cooperating. It seems to be at this time of night, right around now, because of darkness coming in, and the band changes dramatically, and maybe some inversion layers occur, and I can't get down through them or can't get up through them, one or the other. Hi. 73 Ken, N6 Radio Oscar. Anybody? Oh, you talked to Ken, so Frank. So Frank is copying you. How about you, Rob? You want to say hello to Ken?
How you doing, Ken? N6RO, KM6SRR. I look back. I did have you on the 6-meter Bozo Net, so we had you checked in there. Over.
Okay, appreciate that, Rob. Thanks. And the propagation is strange. When you started talking to me, Mike, you were thinking about S4, which is way off your standard. And in the past minute, you're up to 10 over 9. So it's a very strange night on 2 meters and 6RO.
Yeah, it almost makes you think that there's something wrong with your system when it does that kind of stuff. When it doesn't come back sometimes. Certain stations, why am I having so much trouble with so-and-so, you know? But it eventually comes back. It's just these very slow rolling, uncontrolled, no time frame type of fading. Enough of that. 7-3, Ken. Got you covered there, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow night on 432. Your big band. N6 Radio Oakley, Rancho Oakley, K6MYC, Rancho Acera.
Hey, Ken, it was my fault. I was pointed up to Sacramento, KM6SRR.
Hi to Ken, if he's still there.
Good evening, Ken. WA60IB here.
Did it?
All righty. We're all back from the 10-meter net now. Okay, good deal. I'm going to go towards Sacramento. We should have quite a few check-ins from Sacramento. I have not heard the guys from Clear Lake, but maybe Dennis will have them. Okay, that's close enough for now. KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Delta. How about you, Bill? Are you in there? K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Thing from Bill. KJ6KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. How about you, Darren?
N6 Kilo.
N6, what was it?
November 6 Tango, November India, Bozo 132.
132, my God, we haven't heard you forever. N6TNI, 132. Holy cow, I can't even remember the handle. And tell me where to point. I can't remember where you're located. I think it's near Sacramento there. N6TNI, K6MYC.
Just got me a 9700 back again. I got rid of mine and I regretted it, so I just plugged in a new 9700.
Did you say you just got a new 9700, Danny? Is that what you said?
Yeah, new to me. It's used, but I just picked one up.
Okay, nice radio. That's what you're listening to here. And if you know it, you may not be aware of it, but all the stuff, all the nets we call now is on live streaming. So you can see the face panel of my 9700. If you go to bozonets.com, the website Bozonets, N-E-T-S, bozonets.com, and then scroll down past the preamble and you'll see a link. You'll see a link to the YouTube, and it's live stream whenever we're on the air here, and then everything else, all the old ones are archived. So you could go back and listen to us on 432 we did a week ago, Danny. But it's very good to listen to that if you can do it, because it tells you when I'm coming close to your area and when to be attentive to the radio. N6TNI, great to hear you, man. It's been a couple of years. K6MYC.
So long in between check-ins, but you're sounding good down there in the south there. So have a good one, and we'll talk at you later. N6TNI.
Okay, what are you running? You're pretty weak for 100 watts, Danny. You're pretty weak for 100 watts. Are you vertical, or do you have a Yagi? And you should be running the full 100 watts from the 9700, over.
Yeah, well, I haven't even checked how much power is coming out of the 9700. Like I said, I just got it in the mail today and just unpacked it and stuff. So I'm trying to refresh myself with how to do all the stuff. So give me a couple weeks to get reacquainted with it, and hopefully I'll sound better. I'm running a 13B2 Yagi, horizontally polarized, and I'm pointing hopefully close to you.
Okay, well, you're coming up and down, so the power control for the 9700 is just to the upper right-hand corner of the display. You push that button in, and then tap on the upper display just to the left of the button, or the knob, and that's your power setting, and you can run your power up and down and see it right there. So the function button is what you want to go to. And then you can turn your power up to the full power. There's no reason not to run 100 watts here. Anyway, 7.3, Danny, I'm sure you'll love it. I have two of them here. And again, if you go to the live stream, you'll see my face panel, and you'll hear everybody that I'm hearing here. as well. And you'll hear yourself, you can get an idea how well you're doing in this QTH, Danny. 7-3, my friend, N6TNI, K6MYC.
All right, well, you should be hearing me a little bit better now. I just turned it up to 100 watts. It was at 53 watts.
Yeah, no, definitely a little bit more solid now, Danny. Thanks much. Yeah, there you go. So it's not hard to operate. I'm blind, so I can function with about 4 knobs. The rest of the stuff is, I can't see it good enough to use it. But the guy that runs the streaming can see it, and he can turn stuff on and off on my radio remotely. So if I need the noise blanker and he sees I need the noise blanker, he just turns it on. He can also probably turn my power up and down. He can turn the preamp on and off. You should have the preamp on also. That's a button that's just to the lower, just below and to the left of the volume knob. That's the first one down, and then the next one down is your noise blanker on that left side of the volume knob. Over.
Yep, I got the preamp turned on, so yeah, you're sounding good. All right, I'll let you carry on. You have a good one, Mike. K6MYC N6TNI Bozo 132.
Very good. Well, since you started now, you've come up about 10 or 15 dB, so you're making improvements all along. You might have also tweaked the 13B2 there. Thanks much, Danny. Good to hear you. K6MYC looking into Sacramento.
And
Gary was in there.
Patiently.
Somebody else in there underneath you, Rob. Who was it?
WB6ISO.
Well, I hear you, Dennis, but we don't know what your number is.
Well, my guy was here, and they recognized me, so they're going to come right up here, and I notice you're getting here later and later. It's almost 9 o'clock up here, so I don't know what patience we're doing, but by golly, it seems to be getting later all the time, buddy.
Well, is your Bozo number the same as your age, Dennis?
Yeah, almost, yeah. I'm same age as you, 20 years older than Mummy Dust.
Okay, give Judy your number.
Number Bozo 86, and I have Judy. Good evening there to you. Yeah, I got some other check-ins for you if you are ready for them. KA6OSX, Mr. Ken 160 would like to be checked in. We also have N1 Papa, Mr. Dave, number 336. You already got Mr. Dan in 6TNI. Now, Larry's going to try to get checked in. I don't know if you passed him over in the Sassoon area. His November 6th, Bravo X-ray. Name is Larry, and his Bozo number is 782. Over.
I don't think so. It's Frank's number.
Do what? Frank's number? No, I don't know. You're talking about Larry. N6BX, November 6th, Bravo X-ray, number 782.
He's saying 782?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not hearing the 8 at all in your verbiage, Dennis. But otherwise, I was going to comment how beautiful the audio is. I like the audio on this radio. We're copying you very well. You just said the 782 so fast you went by the 8, and I didn't get it. That's why I thought you said 72. And 72 is Frank, W6BBS. Hi. Good signal, no flutter, solid copy. And thanks for N6 Bravo X-ray. Is he copying me when I'm up that way, or is he just not trying?
Well, I don't know. You would have to be in Sassoon City, so you'd have to be over toward the Bay Area, Fairfield, Vacaville, over in that neck of the woods. So if you get a chance, I don't know if you pointed that way or he had a chance to check in over there or not, to be honest with you. But anyway, he said he was going to try to check in with you directly. Over.
Okay, well, you tell him when you hear me call for N6 Radio Oscar, I'm pointed right at him. Going right through Vacaville and all that area, Susim. I might be off axis by 3 or 4 degrees, but not so much that I couldn't hear him. So when I call for N6RO in Oakley, California, I'll be pointed right at Larry. He should be able to get in if he can hear me at that. If he can't hear me at that point in time, there's something in the way, like a hill or something. Thank you, Dennis. Got all the other check-ins fine. Thank you. B6ISO86, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, very good. One quick question for you. I've been noted that you've been getting up here just a little bit later than normal. It's almost 9 o'clock up here now. Is that going to be the kind of regular time by the time you get up in this area?
Well, that's just the way it goes some nights, Dennis. What happened was we have 2 or 3 people here. As you know, Judy got her eyes fixed, the cataracts and all that. And it was done by a local, very highly regarded California Eye Institute, Dr. Rodney Remington. And I recommended him to 2 or 3 of the guys. And now I've got 3 people. I told my brother about it today because it's my brother's birthday. I called him and wished him a happy birthday. And we got on the subject of coming down here to see me. And he said, I can't drive at night. Everything's blurry. And I said, buddy, you got cataracts. You got to see Dr. Remington and get some new lenses. And he jumped on that big time. So now my brother's all excited. So I was able to give my brother a good verbal birthday present. But also WA6AAJ is going to get it, and also Kerry KC5DTU is going to connect. So we're getting everybody to be able to go in. And luckily Remington is still open for patients and hasn't shut anybody off yet. So that's wonderful. But that's what happened. We got into a discussion about eye repair. Over.
756. Yeah, okay, yeah. Go ahead and check Darren in, and I got another comment. Go ahead, Darren.
I got Darren. Go ahead with your comment, and then we'll get Aaron.
Yeah, I had both of my eyes done at UC Davis up here, and the question I have for Judy, when you had it done, did they give you a choice of lenses, what you want to put in over?
Now, that's exactly what they did, and we put in the ones that have the special diopter range. So she's got perfect range. When she was done, she's got 30-year-old eyes and 30-year-old diopter range. She doesn't use her glasses at all anymore. She's doing the net here, writing small, writing big, looking at the computer 99% of the time. She does not need her glasses or a magnifying glass. Over.
Comment?
That's what I wanted to know, because when I had mine done several years ago, and I didn't have the choices other than I got one particular lens in one eye and a different lens in the other one, so I don't wear glasses at all, and so reading or whatever the case may be, so it works out just great. But they do have new lenses nowadays, I guess, so that take care of that situation. Good. Okay, good, and I'm glad that she got it all done, and she's not going to be able to see where she's going and see where she's been.
That's it, exactly. Frank, you have a comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have 2 comments for you. Number one is that work on Judy's eyes was so good that she now knows what Mike looks like and has been thinking about moving out. And the other comment is this, Dennis. If the net's running a little long and you need to leave, if you holler at me a little bit, I generally hear you even when Mike can't from my location. And if that's the case, I'll turn around towards you and tell you to go up 5, and we'll go up 5. I'll take your check-ins, and then I'll get them to Mike. That way you can get out if we're running late and you can't wait. I don't want to be doing that every day, every net type of thing, but if you got a situation where you got to go and we haven't got to you, that's one way you could get in. Over.
Oh, good. That'd be great. Yeah, a lot of times I get guys calling, want me to check them in and everything else, and so I sit around here and wait, and unfortunately, when Mike come on and I hear him working, then I hear the guys in Southern California. I can hear all you guys down there. So yeah, no, not a problem. That would be great. Yeah. Alrighty, and stand by, please. I think I heard Bill K06KD want to check in. Is that you, Bill? There was another station trying to check in. Go ahead.
756, Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo.
We got you, Darren. Go ahead and take transmission. We didn't mean to hog it here, but 756, go ahead.
No worries. Typical in and out and headed off for another meeting.
Okay, well, we don't want to hold you up. So we did have you. I think I tried to say we have you, Darren, but you may have missed that.
Yep, just wanted to close out. Top of the hour. Catch you later. Have fun. KJ6, KFB.
7-3. Catch you maybe tomorrow on 432.
Catch you later there, Darren. And I thought I heard Bill K06KD trying to check in. Bill, are you there? maybe not. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way, Mike. Take care. Judy, the very best to you, and have a very pleasant good evening. WB6ISO, Bozo 86.
Okay, thanks much. We're going to go up toward Redding. We should have pretty good signals from Redding. We're also looking for John. Let me get you, John, quickly if you're there. KR6MR, I don't know what happened to you last night. K6MYC. John?
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the group. KR6MR. Yeah, it was flat dead. Didn't hear anything at all last night. And 6RO was even very weak. And I think the other station trying to check in Winter Grass Valley, our Paradise guy, KR6MR.
That would be, Paradise would be N6RZJ. But I called and called and called for you and him and KE6ILX and also K6WIS, and I heard nobody. I didn't hear a trace of any of you. Over.
Yeah, I guess it was just plain dead last night. No, this just a few minutes ago, I think it was either Jeff or Dan was trying to relay through Dennis.
Who was the other one? I got Danny, N6TNI. Who was the other one?
No, I'm thinking of N6RZJ or, oh boy, I can't keep track of everyone up in this neck of the woods.
N6RZJ is another Dan. Okay, we got N6TNI, Danny. N6RZJ, Dan, are you there? I don't hear him. I think he was there. Did you hear him earlier, John?
Well, I think it was him or it was Jeff. I'm not sure which. It was just a quick, I don't hear Mike, check me in, and that's all I heard.
Well, yeah, but they got to stay long enough to give you a call sign. You got to say, what's your call, what's your call, what's your call, or your Bozo number, over.
Well, we didn't get that.
I know, but you got to get it, otherwise the check-in falls dead. We can't check him in. We didn't know who it was.
Well, he was trying to get a hold of Dennis. For Redding.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened to Bill. I thought Bill was in here. KO6KD, Bill, where are you? Maybe you got a phone call or something. Did anybody hear Bill tonight? Did you hear him, John?
Negative.
Somebody said he thought Bill was in here, but maybe not.
Well, that was Dennis, but I don't think you heard somebody else. I usually hear Bill too, even if I don't hear him well, and I haven't heard him in there.
Okay, let's just take a standby. Any other breakers before we go to Redding? We'll look for Redding in just one moment. Stand by, Redding. Stand by. K6MYC Bozo Net, looking right up towards Sacramento. Over.
WB6GGY, Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee, Bozo 884. Bozo 884, WB6GGY.
I'm trained.
Couldn't miss you there. Who was the other one? Somebody said something after you. Who was it that made the comment after Phil came in?
I said, that was BBS, W6BBS. I said, you've got him trained, boy. He did that check-in perfect for Judy. And so I was just saying, you've got him trained. Good evening, Phil.
Oh, yeah, I've been beating on Phil with a rubber hose for about a month, and he's finally got it. Go ahead, Phil.
I wouldn't put up with that, Phil.
Well, hey, what the heck? As long as it's a friendly meeting, we'll talk to you gentlemen later. And good evening to Judy there, WB6GGY, 7373.
Anybody on 40 meters this morning? I got up at 8:30, but didn't get out of the shower till 9 o'clock. So was there anybody there?
Didn't hear anybody.
Okay, I'll do better tomorrow. I don't know what happened last night, but I just overslept. I didn't even roll over and look at the clock until 8:30. So really overslept. I kept thinking that I'm just not used to the light density in the bedroom. I haven't picked up on that, and I look around and it seems like it's 6:30 and it's 8:30. So I'm going to have to be more attentive to that. Thank you. Good to hear you, Phil, and say hi to Barb. Judy says hi as well. WB6GGY, Twainhart, K6MYC.
73, guys, 73.
WA6HNA 1013.
Hey, there he is. What do we call that? Where's he located, Beauty? What's the name of the little town up there?
Pine Mountain Lake.
Pine Mountain Lake.
That's the one.
Yeah, there you are. Go ahead, 1031. Let's hear from you, Glenn. Greg, over.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Hi, Judy. Yeah, WA6HNA 1013. There is a 1031. We're both oftentimes checking in right next to each other, too, just to keep it confusing for you. So, hey, Mike, I wanted to let you know that next week I'm supposed to get my delivery of my new EG4 18 kPV along with a couple of batteries and a bunch of solar panels. So up we go.
Off we go. Yes, sir. Well, we've got at least one person that's had a lot of experience on the frequency with all that stuff, and that's Frank. So, Frank, I'm sure you're cupping Greg up there, and he's in Pine Grove. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, good evening, Greg. This is Frank W6BBS. And, yeah, the only thought that I would have for you is that once you have everything basically ready, the programming is straightforward but can be confusing because of the way they do things. There's a few little tricks and tweaks along the way, and if you get down to the point and it's acting weird or something, I can walk through most of the programming steps in just a few minutes. And like I now have access to mics from my house, I can go in and reprogram. I could go shut him down right now. I'd go kill his power and pretend I didn't know what happened. So if you need have any questions or anything, just let us know. Over.
First you got Judy leaving me, now you got me shutting down my power. What the hell, Frank?
Hey, Mike. All you're going to have left is me to argue with, buddy. You're going to be stuck with just me, you poor guy.
We have fun with that.
Oh, yes, we do. So anyways, Greg, did you copy me?
Give Greg your phone number.
100% there, Frank. I appreciate that very much. And, yeah, I'll probably get the battery backup portion going pretty quickly here. And then I'm waiting for a roof to get put on the house, which is going to be at sometime in the later end of October. So I'm probably still be early November before I finally have the solar part working. But anyway, looking forward to it. And also I did use clay down there, clay Pirtle. So I was recommended. I don't know if it was recommended by you or Rob or Mike. So one of you guys said to give Clay a call, and I did that, and he did a great job for me. So thanks to all three of you guys for helping me out on that. WA6HNA.
Yeah. Okay, very, very good. Yeah, I was the one who told you to call Clay. And if you want, like Mike said, I'll give you my phone number. So it sounds to me like you're going to set this thing up right now. Basically, just have batteries, no solar, so it's just your backup system for the moment, correct?
Yeah, for probably the next month and a half. And then once the roof is on, then I can finish up the solar part. Over.
Okay, and so, but you are going to want to have PG&E have the grid charge the batteries for you so that they're charged up and ready to go if you need them, correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir. Over.
Okay, why don't you take my phone number down, and once you have everything basically wired up, you got your batteries are hooked to it, everything's wired, but before you set it free and start running it, give me a call. I know exactly what you need to do, and we can walk through that. And depending upon your questions, probably less than 10 minutes, I can walk you through the programming of how to make that unit work just exactly that way, and control the battery charging and so on and so forth. Because, for example, you can set this thing to charge your batteries from 1 amp to 900 amps off of the grid, so on and so forth. A lot of stuff in there. But anyways, and only if you feel you need or want to. The problem is that most of the documentation that you receive with the unit is either has very little information in it or the information is somewhat wrong or outdated. And I've spent quite a bit of time with the guys at Signature Solar, as well as they sent me files of other documentation. They're not their versions, but newer, updated. And even when you have the correct documents, it's a little bit confusing in places. So if you get yourself held up, give me a call. I can walk through all the steps pretty fast. And my phone number is 559-676-6475. And don't forget to dial a 5 first. W6BBS.
Hey, Frank, very good. Yeah, I think I've got your number still written down here. I didn't want to lose that one, so I made a note and got that all put in here. So we will do that, and it'll be probably still a couple of weeks before I'm doing that. We've got my youngest daughter's getting married in 2 weeks, so we've got family rolling in and out. But we'll get to it, and I'm really looking forward to having this up and running. Thanks again for the help, and let me turn it back over to Net so we don't don't frustrate the guys up in Nevada too much more.
Bozo 410.
Okay, good evening. That's all right. Just let's see what happens. Just let it happen. I think it'll be all right. Okay, sorry about that, Russ. Good evening. KW6T. KW6T 410. Good evening, Russ. Go ahead. I have 2 cats, one with the testicles, one without, and they're aggressively talking to each other. But we're both good kitties, but we don't want them fighting here. The aggressive one has got the macho in him, and you know how that is. Go ahead, Russ.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, I won't tie it up. Just wanted to say good evening, and yeah, I missed Sunday. We weren't here. We were off out gallivanting about. But anyway, I'll just go send it back to Net, Mike, and have a good evening, and hello to Judy and all that. So K6MYC, here's KW6T. I'm going to QSY right out of here.
Okay, thanks much, Russ. I've really got to get to Reading. We're running really late here tonight, so let me go up and get to Reading, boys, and see if you guys are still there. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6 Sopping Wet, K6MYC. Are you still up there, Rich, over?
Yeah, if you can copy me, band faded down, KD6 Shortwave, number 145 here in Reading, over.
Okay, we got you, Rich. Okay, we got you, Rich. We're having a little altercation with the kiddies here, so we're kind of distracted with the kiddies wanting to tussle with each other here. Anyway, good to hear you, and thank you very much for waiting so long for us. Let's see if Jerry's in there, KO6HS. Jerry, if you're listening, thank you very much for waiting as well. KO6HS in Reading, K6MYC, over. Okay, I'm not hearing Jerry, so back to you, and you can confirm that I did not hear Jerry because he's not there. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC, over. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, go ahead, K6MYC, over. Okay, I can't copy him. Is anybody copying Rich any better than I am? He's talking. Did anybody respond? Is anybody copying Rich there? KD6 Sugar Whiskey. Anybody copying Rich? Okay, I guess not. Rich, we've lost you. The band is very, very bad, but we've got you checked in. We've got you checked in, Rich, if you're copying. 7373, Rich. We'll see you Sunday. Hopefully we'll see you in the contest. Look for you in the contest. We'll look for you in the contest, Rich. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6 MYC, 73. All right, I'm going to go up to Redding here. To Las Vegas. Nevada. How's Nevada do? There we go. There's Nevada. Rich is here. Richard, I'm sure you're up there. We got you checked in earlier. KD6 BQ, KD6 BQ, K6 MYC. He had to go. Anybody else? How about you, Daniel? KE7UQL, KE7UQL, K6 MYC, over.
Oh, here we are, 272, over.
Oh, good signal. Make a transmission. Julie will get you written in here. KE7UQL 272, K6 MYC.
Okay, Roger. Yes, we're getting ready for the weekend's contest. We've got 4 bands ready to go, over.
Oh, and you're smoking in here, boy, just like in the room with us. A phenomenal signal tonight, Richard, over. Daniel, over.
Okay, good to know. Let's hope it keeps that way, over.
Yeah, man. Yeah, how am I doing for you? I should be really strong, huh?
Yeah, you're almost S9, over.
Yeah, wonderful copy. I did not hear Richard, but I did get him earlier. I heard him in the first of the net. So he's checked in. If you connect with him, tell him we did get him. And I haven't heard Larry for several nights now. N7 Whiskey Tango, Larry, where are you? K6 MYC. Sure want to tell Larry that we're going to be on for the weekend, and if you talk to him, you might remind him I'm going to be on 222 and 432 and 1296, just like every contest, Daniel, over.
Okay, we can deliver the message for sure, over.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, you got a booming signal tonight. I don't know why. Some of the stations had very poor signals, so it's good at this elevation anyway. Anybody else want to say hello to Daniel? Go ahead, Rob. WB KM6SRR, Rob. How about you, Frank? You get anything from Daniel?
Oh, yeah, Daniel, this is Frank, W6BBS. You're about an S6 into me tonight. Good signal coming in, over.
Roger that. Whiskey 6, Bravo Sierra. We've got you, over.
Roger. Yeah, see, now the band dropped a little bit. You're down to below S1, but I was still able to hear you, over.
Roger. Thank you.
Yeah, that's me with my little antenna and only 100 watts. Okay, Mike, things seem to be working better here, Mike, at least as far as reception goes, over.
Oh, yeah, you didn't hear much of them before at all. So he's raised the antenna. Frank has raised the antennas about 60 feet. It made him go about 200 feet more with the feed line, but he's got good inch and 5/8 and some 7/8 feed line. So all the Bozo antennas are up quite high and rotatable. So he should be ready for the contest, and we'll be looking forward to working your DMO9 there from Carson City, Daniel, over.
Roger. Looking forward to it. We're glad to take any and all comers, over.
I'm sure you would be. Yeah, you're a trooper, my friend. Thank you much, 7-3, and please pass the message on to Larry when he gets his act together here. I don't know where he's hiding lately, but he must have got a new girlfriend or something up there, over.
Okay, we'll find out for you. K6MYC, KE7UQL, 7-3.
Well, it might be TMI. Daniel. That's too much information, over.
Okay, we'll be very careful about what we find out, over.
Okay, 7-3. Take care. K6MYC. Anybody else for Daniel before we go away? Okay. Yeah, that's Richard. Richard, 73s. Are you only on CW tonight, Richard?
Negative. You've been pretty weak to me until just recently. I didn't hear you when you first came up here to Nevada. Only Daniel could hear you, over.
Okay, well, you're pounding in here now. A little watery, but not bad. We've got Richard already. He's 249. We got him way up here in the beginning somewhere. Anyway, great to hear you, and you copied my comments about this coming weekend, so we'll certainly be looking for you on Saturday night on 432 and well, not 1296 certainly, but 432. We hope we can catch you at about 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, unfortunately, I'll be gone on Sunday, so I'll miss at least one day of it. I may hope to catch you on Saturday night, though. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Okay, well, we'll try to also have 2 meters running at that point so we can jump over and catch you on 2 and maybe on 6 meters at the same time very quickly.
Yeah, Roger. That sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Richard. Good to hear you. And I did hear you very nicely when I first got on here, and I didn't realize that you were stronger than normal. I thought, why is he so strong? And I looked at the antenna, and it was at 330. And I, of course, normally copy at 360 or 1 or 2 or 3 degrees to the east of north. Over.
Yeah, you were coming in better then than you were when you first came up here. Now you're up to about S9, but at first, when you were first talking to Daniel, I could barely tell you were in there. Over.
Yeah, I think we've got slow rolling fades. It's probably some inversion, but boy, we're in it now. You're like in the shack with us, just like Daniel. Over.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising how, if the propagation's not there, no matter how much power you're running, it doesn't work.
That's right. It's hard to punch through those walls of ionosphere. The inversion layers are pretty nasty sometimes. Okay, 7-3. We're running real late here. We're going to get out of here, but thanks everybody for sticking around and putting up with all the. But we had a lot of good information tonight. We exchanged ideas and thoughts about eyes and cataract replacement lenses and all that sort of stuff. So it was an important night, but that's why we got delayed. Over.
Yep, that's a great thing, the cataract replacement surgery. It's marvelous. You can go from being half blind to perfect vision.
Well, that's about where Judy is. She was wearing 3 and 4 glasses and losing the glasses and couldn't find the magnifying glass, and it was too dark or too light. Now she just sits here and does the whole log and everything without any grief. So it's been a big help. So we're really happy that we were able to get her fixed up, and we've got others now in this area that are going to do it. I just talked to my brother, who it's his birthday today. I called him on his birthday, and we got to talking, and one thing on another, and he's so excited now because he's got cataracts like me. He's 7 years younger, but he says, I can't drive at night. It's all foggy. I said, hey, buddy, you got to go see my doctor. And he was just ready to do that because he had a bad doctor that he had been working with, and he wasn't happy. So he hadn't been to see an eye doctor for 5 or 6 years. So I cranked him on to Remington, and hopefully he and the boys down here will all get to see Remington. He's taking new patients, so he's not shutting anybody off, and that's really a good sign. So we're really excited about all our friends getting good eyesight again. Everything else may be falling apart, but they sure will be able to see it while they go. Over. Did we lose you?
Oh, man, he was blasting and I was going to work him.
I'm still making power.
Yep.
Did the band go out on us, Richard?
I'm having a hard time seeing the 2015 vision, so...
He's in there just barely.
Anyway, 73, hope you're hearing me. K6MYC, 86BQ, number 249, 73.
Roger, Richard. Roger. Got it all okay. 73s. We'll see you tomorrow on 432. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Clear. And 73 to you, Daniel. Did. Okay. I think we're done. I got to go to Sacramento just briefly and see if Bill's maybe there and off the phone.
And after you check in with him, I want to speak to Rob for a second.
Yeah, you can do that, but let me just see if Bill's in here. What does that say? 3:30?
Going down to...
coming back up to Sacramento. KO6KD, did you get off the phone or find out where the microphone was that you were sitting on there, Bill? KO6KD 776 K6MYC. Over. Wow. I wonder what happened to Bill. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to just give up on that. I'll go back to, let's go down and get Porterville, but it's not likely that Eddie stuck around. Rob, over.
Roger.
After you get done with that, Rob, I got a comment for you.
Go ahead, he's rotating.
KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? K6MYC and KM6SR, standing by.
I don't hear Eddie.
I hear somebody talking kind of distorted in there, over. Eddie, KE6BK, you on tonight? I guess not. What's your count tonight, Mike?
Okay, well, close the net. What's the count, Judy? You must. How many? 37. Big numbers.
I've got 39.
Now tell us the two that we don't have, would you? Just don't sit there. Just tell me which we don't have.
Not enough time tonight. Still busy.
You know, you're just making numbers up. Do you have me in there? Do you have Rob in there? Who could you have that we don't have?
Oh, I heard Darren in there. I tried to tell you he was on there. Do you have him?
Gary?
Darren, KJ6KFB.
No, we got Darren. 756. Bay Area, we had 285, 1296.
1090.
How much?
1090.
190, yeah, 1090. That was 807 is 835.
132.
132 SN6 TNI. You heard that? What was it?
86.
86.
60.
160 336. 782. 759.
I started to key up. Is that John, KR6MR?
Yeah, 759, John.
Yep, got him.
884 with Phil, and 1013 or 1031 for HNA.
Yeah, 1013.
Russ, 410, KW6T.
Yep, and you just got one of the guys from Reading there, 145.
Roger. Daryl was first, 982. Read from what you got, the first 7.
Me? Are you talking to Judy?
No, I'm talking to you. Just read the first 7 or 8 that you have there and see if it matches up with ours. Over.
Okay. I put you down first, obviously. 1079, 982, 727, 1100, 704, and then 249, Richard.
That was it. We got all those. We don't, she says. Hang on. Which one don't we have? We got 704. Okay. (107) 249. Yourself.
712.
712 is Kerry. 831 was the guy in L.A. John.
Did you get Ben in there, 247?
We got Ben, yeah, N6SWR. We got Ben, yeah. Oh, you don't have Ben in here? He was on the list.
Hey, Mike, I CC you when I submit the list to the Bozo IO group, so you can get it there.
Okay. We may have forgotten Ben here. I wrote it, but it might have got it covered up with somebody else here. 247 should be in here, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, I guess I blew it. 249 is real. That's real. That's Richard. And that's all right. We'll get it. We'll get them written in there, right in 247 N6SWR. I think that gets us close, Rob.
Roger. Okay, Frank, W6BBS, KM6SR, what's up?
Well, now I'm tired and cranky and I won't talk to you no more. Are you the one doing the editing on the new page, the W6BBS Central California Beacon page?
I don't think so, but you mean on the Bozo Net's website, over?
Yeah, Roger.
We tell Jim PQL what we need to have on there, so I didn't tell him that originally, so I don't know if Mike did or if you talked to Jim, over.
Okay, well, I was just going to suggest adding the grid square, which is DMO7 Delta Fox, and putting in 2,500 feet for the elevation, because ultimately that's where the beacon antennas and the beacon will be, up where the other antennas are. So anyways, yeah, I was just going to say we could add in the grid square and the elevation, and also on the, on this page. It says that I could be contacted via my QRZ email address, which is correct, but he could also put my email address on there if you guys wanted to, so that they could have a direct link on there for information about the beacon. Over.
All right. I can try to send that over to Jim if you want. Are you sure you want your email out there? Because lots of people get those things, and once you get on those doggone lists like I do at work, they never go away.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Anytime I put it up on a web page, I have it. Yeah, we'll leave it with the QRZ. Good thinking, Rob. You caught me.